You're arrested and charged with unlawful use of a weapon. There was no property damage. Nobody was hurt. First public school in Champaign to require that students wear uniforms now decided to get rid of them. Barkstall Elementary sent an email to parents saying the cost of uniforms and time spent enforcing the dress code instead of focusing energy on supporting students were two of the main reasons for that change. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hey, good morning. It is Thursday. This is January 11, getting ready for a little weather moving our way. Weather this morning with Diane now, brought to you by Carl.
And Carl reminds you they're always looking for good team members. If you're one of those who are interested in the health of our community and like opportunities for growth, consider carl.org/careers.
He's our meteorologist. He's the learned one. His name is Greg Solier, and we are happy to have him on to give us the lowdown. We've got the Cardinal Caravan coming in tomorrow.
Yep.
We got cold temperatures, the Arctic thing. So glad you're on our team, Mr. Weatherman.
Well, very much pleased as punch to be hanging out with you guys these days. And this has become looking to become more of a wind and cold wave, much colder air mass weather pattern maker across our neck of the woods with a little slight jog on the storm track here. It will show rapid intensification, web of pressure lines packed, plunging flash freeze temperatures getting going here tomorrow night, and maybe an inch or two of snow if you were to add up between tomorrow night and Saturday, perhaps even into Sunday in a couple of spots, and even that might be queued in areas to the north and northwest of Champaign and Champaign County. If you are heading up towards those places like Peoria and Galesburg and the Quad Cities to Chicago and north from there, don't be getting tomorrow afternoon. Around here, again, looks to be just wet weather back and forth between here and St. Louis for the Caravan. And a pretty mild morning at that. Enjoy it while you may. 32 at Willard and Savoy, 30 at Rantoul, 28 at Bloomington, Normal, McLean County in a weather advisory, winter weather advisory, storm watches and warnings from Chicago back to the Quad Cities. No advisories or watches or warnings here. Variably cloudy, maybe a sprinkle and snowflake late at 37 for the high, diminishing west wind. Maybe a spray shower of rain and snow in spots early, some wet snow and rain, and primarily rain after midnight. Tonight, 33 and rising temperatures. South winds take hold tomorrow. That helps up to 38, but then temperatures will drop after about 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Rain, some mixed wet snow to our north and northwest, and a mix of rain and snow here by early tomorrow evening. That'll shift over to all snow and snow showers and flurries, and a west-northwest wind after midnight tomorrow night that'll hit 50 miles per hour, 19 low. Keep it on these streams and rivers. They're going to firm up, freeze up, and ice up pretty quickly, so ice jamming potential and some flooding in some of those nearby areas. Very windy, sharply colder over the weekend, 22 and falling on Saturday. A couple of snow showers and flurries. A snow shower just 10 the high on Sunday. We'll be down below zero Monday and Tuesday morning, and some moderation and a little snow back in the forecast for the end portion of next week. Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, good to have you listening. I am Stevie Jay. Again, that's Diane Ducey.
And good to play some Billy Joel in the New York frame of mind because Gerald Felitti is in NYC right now.
That's good. Gerald, how are you?
Good, how are you?
New York State of Mind's a pretty good song. I like that one. All right, 7:09. Gerald Felitti is a political strategist. What is the lawfare? What do you do out there?
We are a nonprofit that works on civil and human rights, counterterrorism, non-discrimination, constitutional law, anti-Semitism. We basically help the community fight against a lot of issues that we're seeing.
Well, okay, so what's up with anti-Semitism? What's going on here? I mean, it's shocking to me.
Well, it may be shocking to a lot of people, but after what we've seen after October 7th, it shouldn't be shocking. It's always been here. It's always been under the surface. But seeing these pro-Hamas demonstrators all over the U.S. and especially on college campuses highlights how deeply rooted this problem is.
Well, I mean, it's not like, okay, let's figure. It says you need to die. You don't have the right to exist. I don't understand. Who came up with that? Kill all the Jews? What is this?
Well, that's exactly it. This isn't about a political discourse. This isn't about two sides. This is a mob of people calling for the genocide of the Jewish people. The last time we saw this was the 1930s and 40s, and we beat the Nazis. Now we have to fight it again, but it's pro-Hamas sympathizers in the U.S. by the thousands.
I don't know how this one ends without divine intervention. I do not know. I mean, didn't Benjamin Netanyahu said if Hamas and Palestine puts down their weapons, there will be peace. If we put down our weapons, we'll be dead. I mean, it's just stunning to me where we are.
You have to fight for democracy and freedom. You can't give in to terrorism. We have to keep fighting until we win.
All right, I still don't believe it's Trump-Biden. I don't think Biden makes it. What do you say?
Well, as of right now, he seems to be the only viable candidate on the Democratic side that they're willing to put up. That's a lot of caveats, and that's also to say, you're right, it's too early to tell. There's a lot of pressure for Biden to step aside for someone more virile.
Yeah, I mean, ever hear of a Michelle Obama coming in about August so she didn't have to campaign? I mean, Gerald, if they put up Michelle Obama, I don't care what the situation is. If she's legal and eligible, she'll win. She would win.
In a heartbeat, and her husband is probably going to end up being the president of Harvard in the process. But that's just where we've come in American politics. We're looking at former first ladies to save the Democratic Party because it's out of ideas on how to make a dent now.
I mean, Dwight David Eisenhower, General of the Allies and hero of World War, to people like Oprah, The Rock, and Michelle Obama. What happened to America? What happened to me, Gerald?
I honestly don't know. It's shocking to me how far we've fallen. Look, I think a lot of it has to do with education. I think that people on the far, far left, on the extremes, took control of education, started indoctrinating the kids, and now we have a generation of young people who, believe that Bin Laden was right, believe that Hamas is a good thing, and believe that our values shouldn't be what they are. They want to change things radically, and we've gone from enlightened discourse and people who cared about our country to people who want to tear it down.
Abraham Lincoln once said, "We will never lose to an outside force, but we could tear ourselves apart from within." How smart was Abraham Lincoln? Man.
He was very prescient. I think he identified the issues of that day very much as they are applicable today. We always need to be careful at the danger and division from within.
All right, the last thing, Gerald Felitti, out in New York City, political strategist, also with the Lawfare Project. He's senior counsel. Why are we spending a zillion hours on Hunter Biden? Is it to prove that Joe Biden was on the take? Hunter Biden's going to get pardoned. What am I doing?
Well, we're spending this time because we're pointing out that there's a two-tier justice system. If your name is Biden, Obama, Clinton, or if you're a high-level Democrat, you get treated differently than if you're Joe Schmo or Donald Trump. And I think that's really what this is highlighting. It's not the same rules that apply to everyone. There's hypocrisy. There are people who get to skate by and people who have to face the music even for things they've never done. And the more we highlight this inequity, the more it points out that Biden really shouldn't be in the White House. His family shouldn't be anywhere near the White House. We need fundamental change in the Democratic Party because it's non-transparent and it's getting away with a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot been changing here over the last 4 years for sure. How can people find you, Gerald? Gerard? Is it Gerard or Gerald? Gerard.
It's Gerard, but you know what? I've heard it said both ways, and I never fault anyone for how they pronounce it.
No, but I want to say your name. Right. Gerard Felitti is your name, and I apologize. I can't stand when people mispronounce stuff. It's Gerard. I apologize. So how can I find you at Lawfare?
You can go online to thelawfareproject.org or social media, the Lawfare Project or Gerard Felitti on Twitter.
Hey, appreciate your time again, Gerard. Thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, 7:14 on a Thursday. John Decker coming up bottom of the hour. Did you know with Nathaniel, a little on Martin Luther King Jr. today on Did You Know?
Okay.
We've got our sports headlines. Brad Underwood getting ready for a rock fight.
Yes.
With Michigan State. What do we got to do, Brad?
We have to get back to rebounding the basketball at the level we know we're capable of. I think we're sixth offensively and, I don't know, somewhere from the 40s defensively, but we have to do a much better job. Part of that was our coverages on Zach, put us in some rotations, but we have to get much more from Marcus, from Luke, from Justin, even Coleman on the offensive glass. We have to get much better efforts from those guys rebounding the basketball.
Michigan State's won 5 of their last 6. They lost.
Oh, they've got some momentum.
Well, and they got a bunch of guards, terrific talent, and they're Michigan State. So you know that we're only 3.5-point favorites as the 10th ranked team in the nation. Michigan State is not ranked, but there's respect for Tom Izzo. So yeah, I mean, Brad has called it a rock fight, so it's going to be tough. But I bet they'll come out with intensity. But I bet you we're pretty good on the rebounding tonight because we got blasted at Purdue by 15. So it's going to be a physical. It's going to be a Michigan State Illinois basketball.
I feel
game
like
tonight.
everyone's in good health. That was the situation before. A couple of our guys were sick.
I know Ty Rogers was. I don't know about anybody else, but Ty Rogers for sure was ill, fighting through stuff at Purdue. So we'll see if we're back to full strength. They had a week off. That was technically our week off.
Yeah.
A couple of days off, so it should be pretty fresh. And then we'll see. Terrence Shannon wrote a letter that's 1,400 words. I'm going to try and read that later on in the show. It's just, again, back to head shaking and a shame and what a sad situation. Because it's one of those deals where it's going to be very difficult to ever know exactly the truth of what happened in a situation like that.
Right.
So,
well,
and the hearing tomorrow, 1:30 at the federal court in Urbana. So whether they can reinstate him, how the U of I handles this. U of I doesn't want this. They do not want it the lead story at every basketball game.
I know it.
But Terrence Shannon says, clock's ticking on my life.
Yeah.
My life will be ruined, he said in the letter, if I don't get a chance to play my dream, everything. And, it's...
And what we're hearing of these accusations and you know, the quote-unquote victim going home and Googling the athlete to, you know...
I don't know what happened.
Right.
And I don't know if we ever will. How will we ever know if there's no witnesses, no video, no cameras, no anything? It's what she said and it's what he says. And I don't know how those are the hardest, most difficult. I don't know how you do that.
Okay.
I can understand the university not wanting being spotlighted on all the media, but and then if they stand up for their guy, he didn't do it, then you're not sensitive to the woman and the victims, right?
That's right.
So it's a brutal scenario, and you feel bad. But then people say, well, he shouldn't have been that. Okay, he went to a bar.
Yeah.
Well, what did he do?
Yep.
I don't know.
Young adults. Big Ten scores. Number 15, Wisconsin taking down Ohio State, 71 to 60.
In the Big Ten. They're 4-0 in the Big Ten. That's bad. We need Wisconsin to lose some basketball games.
Okay, those sneaking Badgers. Northwestern took down Penn State 76-72. That was a tight game. I saw a little bit of that. Mississippi State 77 to 73. Winners over number 5 Tennessee. Number 3 Kansas took a loss.
Wow.
University of Central Florida wins 65-60. And Butler took down number 11 Marquette. Father Joe's. About that. 69-62 was the final there. So
Big East is pretty tough, too.
We've had some upsets going on. Pacers win, Bulls win in overtime. Coaching carousel is the big headline this morning, with Bill Belichick leaving the Patriots after 24 years with 6 Super Bowl titles. Alabama's Nick Saban at the age of 72, retiring after 17 seasons.
All right, let's check our weather. We'll get more of this coming up. All right.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity looks like we'll dodge this next round of storminess, at least from a heavy snowfall standpoint. Not the wind, not the wraparound effects of snow, and bitter cold wave weather as well. All that is shaping up here by late tomorrow and tomorrow night. But in the meantime, the main emphasis of this next weather system, primarily rain across the area. Maybe a stray shower of rain or wet snow late this afternoon up to 37, diminishing west wind. Stray shower of rain and wet snow early on tonight. Then some rain and wet snow in spots after midnight. Low down to 33, slowly rising temperatures up to 38 tomorrow. The temperatures crash in the mid to late afternoon as northeast to north winds pick on up. Periods of rain, some wet snow to the north, and a shift over to wet snow expected here for early tomorrow night with some accumulation. Much colder. Flash freeze. Low down to 19. West wind 25 to 35, gust to 45 miles per hour. Windy, sharply colder over the weekends. Passing snow showers and flurries 22 and dropping Saturday. Only in the single digits Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Beatrice Greg Soldier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report. KB Home is expressing optimism about the housing market. Its earnings topped expectations, though its profit was lower than a year ago. CEO Jeffrey Metzger says home deliveries exceeded expectations, helped by improved build times, and consumers are responding favorably to the recent decline in mortgage rates. Amazon has missed a deadline to address concerns in Europe over its purchase of Roomba maker iRobot. The European Commission regulators are expected to make a final decision by February 14th. Bitcoin's price topped $47,000 this morning after the Securities and Exchange Commission approved Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, which are expected to start trading today. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
New from the Fox News Podcast Network.
I'm Emily Campagno, and this is the Fox True Crime Podcast.
And I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
I sit down with the people who lived the nightmares.
I was in shock. I was just devastated.
The investigators who tirelessly worked on the case.
And I really hope that they can catch this guy.
Bringing you closer to the story than you ever thought possible.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
These are the stories that keep you up at night.
Well, you don't really buy and sell homes much in your life, but how relaxed are you when the time comes? Well, it is a big life moment. A lot of people get stressed. Not Nate Evans, not Nate Evans' clients. Jen says she keeps turning to Nate Evans' group because they make the whole process stress-free. Jen's bought 2 homes through Nate Evans and his wonderful people and sold one too. Says with Jen, they just get it done at the Nate Evans Group.
Knows so much about our market. I mean, even if you're investigating or maybe you'd like to learn the value of your home, there's a Get Home Value button in the middle of the page. When you visit NateEvansGroup.com, you can see what happens there. Talk about your timeline as you call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home, Nate Evans at 217-239-7113. Nate Evans at the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. Get that immediate cash offer on your home. There's flexible fees. Sell your home for the most money possible. Do an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5, it is 7:24. Mike Turner, the controller over at Flooring. He's carpet weavers.
What were you starting to say there?
I was
carpet weavers, the flooring specialists.
Yeah, of course I was saying. I was saying flooring. You thought I was going to say flooring services. I was saying the flooring experts and all this, and obviously you've caught me in a brain burp. It is our friend Mike Turner's good man. You're going to the ball game tonight. Can we beat Michigan State?
Yep.
I think so. I mean, it's always fun to beat Tom and watch Tom pout on the sidelines about. I don't think Tom's ever thought he's got a call that he deserved. So, given that it's at home, it should be a fun, wild atmosphere. And, let's see what they can do. We got to pump up the rebounding a little bit, as Brad mentioned just earlier on your broadcast. So, because they've always rebounded, and any of Tom's teams go do that. So let's get it done.
All right, so Carpet Weavers is one of our fine Stevers, the program where I, Stevie Jay, give you my money, you spend it, and you enjoy. Carpet Weavers has great stuff. You got furniture, you got flooring. I've got some flooring in my bedroom from you. It's awesome stuff.
And Weavers, Mike, is the Weaver family, right?
That is correct. It's second generation family. I don't know. We'll get to the third. Kind of wait to see how that plays out. But Mark Weaver, who's now CEO and semi-retired, but still very, very involved, started the company in 1988. So we're entering into our 36th year. And Tyler, his son, is now the president and does a little bit of everything for us. I think sometimes there's two of them, and he's very involved in seeing us grow and keeps his pulse on it. So Dad turned it over to very good hands, and we're thrilled with where we are. And that's who you see on the commercials, Diane.
That's right.
Tyler and his wife, Erin, and occasionally his kids are in the commercials. So we're actually getting ready to shoot some new ones Monday in Bloomington.
Awesome.
So you'll begin to see the new ones roll out, and you won't see my face on many of those. But I go over there to harass them and all of that. You want to see our true flooring experts. So anyway,
here's what we got. Carpet Weavers. I've got $1,000 bill today.
All right.
It's when you spend $2,000. If you've ever priced flooring, that's not going to be a problem. It just can add up.
Just get the project done with an assist from our Stever program.
$1,000 off a project of at least $2,000. It's a 50% off deal. You'll never find this in Fistful of Dollars. You're never going to find this anywhere else. I'm paying $1,000 for you.
That's right.
So you've got some.
We've got some good sales, Stevie, but nothing like that.
No. This is really good.
2024 is your year to get her done. 616 West Market View Drive in Champaign.
If you'd like to be considered for this big prize today, all you got to do is text in Carpet Weavers to 217-359-2255. You'll have to start and initiate this whole thing within 7 days. Just get it started going and say hi and say, this is what I'm looking. Want some tile here or some carpet here.
Yeah.
I could use new Berber in the basement, Mike. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is a durable carpet there.
It really is.
That's as you said, Berber in basement. I think they named it that for
that's right.
for purposes because that's a very common place to put Berber. So a lot of good things going on in flooring. A lot of good things going on in carpet weavers. Don't forget the furniture.
Yeah,
we've got furniture. Everybody says, "I didn't know you had furniture."
Yeah,
come see the furniture.
Yeah,
we got a lot of good stuff.
Bring it all together.
So it's $1,000 off a purchase of $2,000. If you need this and want to get her done, Carpet Weavers is where you go. What you do is you text in Carpet Weavers at 217-359-2255. If you would like a shot at this big prize today, the Stever program where I'm going to help you get this done. Okay, Cardinal Caravan tomorrow. Are you coming?
I am. I'm going to see you.
Yeah, okay.
Jordan Walker, baby.
Jordan Walker, man.
I know. Carpet Weavers has a table for the one in Decatur on Monday. Well, Jordan Walker's not at that one.
Yeah, right. We got the best one.
Second, one of their main guys, who was a fun guy there at the end of the year last year, was kind of the lead for the one over here, Richie Palacios. Well, Richie just got traded.
Yeah.
So
not on the Caravan anymore.
Nothing against Lucan, but Lucan's not Jordan Walker.
Right.
So, yes, I'll come see you guys tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Well, my son-in-law Jacob Hurtubise has been in this Zoom call, and he's in the same mini group as Lucan Baker. So it's
really
it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. They're kind of doing all this to prep these young kids for the major leagues. So they get to talk to on a Zoom call with Billy Bean, the famous Moneyball guy.
Wow.
That'll be tomorrow.
Moneyball.
Hey, Mike, we'll talk to you soon, my friend. We'll get you a Stever, but thank you for being on at Carpet Weavers in Go Illini tonight.
Go Illini.
Have a great day, ILL.
I. That's Mike Turner, the controller over at Flooring Services, handles money. And good guy.
Carpet Weaver's location is 616 West Market View Drive in Champaign.
Yep. Text in if you're interested in my $1,000 bill today. It's 50% off. You spend at least $2,000, but real easy to do all that. All right, break for the news. It's Thursday. You know what that means. Great Television is the White House correspondent, national correspondent, big star, but he's a journalist extraordinaire. That'll be next. John Decker at 7:30.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. 4 days to the Iowa caucuses, the far and away front runner in the polls, Donald Trump, says at a Fox News town hall event, with all he's been through, it would be normal to want retribution against his enemies.
I'm not going to have time for retribution. We're going to make this country so successful again. I'm not going to have time for retribution. And remember this. Our ultimate retribution is success.
Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis debating on CNN.
I don't think that President Trump is the right president to go forward. I think it's time for a new generational leader that's going to go and make America proud again. That's what I'm going to try and do.
He said he was going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it. He did not deliver that. He said he was going to drain the swamp. He did not deliver that. He said he was going to hold Hillary accountable, and he let her off the hook. He said he was going to eliminate the debt, and he added $7.8 trillion to the debt. So we need to deliver and get this stuff done.
America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Department of Natural Resources accepting applications now for instructors for 2024 summer fishing clinics through the department's urban fishing program. Fishing instructors, temporary positions not to exceed 6 months. Available spots are based in Boone, Champaign, Jackson, Jefferson, Macon, Madison, McLean, Sangamon, and St. Clair counties. The first public school in Champaign to require that students wear uniforms now decided to get rid of them. Barksdale Elementary sent an email to parents saying the cost of uniforms and time spent enforcing the dress code instead of focusing energy on supporting students were two of the main reasons for that change. Champaign police reporting another year with fewer shootings and more engagement with the community. Department released Wednesday its review of 2023. Data shows the downward trend of 2022 continued into 2023. There were fewer shooting incidents and homicides. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller, ESPN 93.5. Okay, the all-important weather forecast with your specific details from our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they have a class for those 18 and up who are caregivers for loved ones with memory loss. You'll want to find out more about this free class and reduce some stress and learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Well, again, everyone, the check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, Urbana. It's Saturday, quiet day's worth of weather today. A few sprinkles and snowflakes late with variably cloudy skies. A sneak peek of sun, diminishing west wind in 37. For tonight, a shower of rain and wetstone spots early, then after midnight, some rain and some mixed wet snow north and northwestern sections with temperatures to about 33, then rising well after midnight on that increasing southeast to south wind. Windy and rainy for the day tomorrow, and perhaps some wet snow mixed in north and northwestern sections. That rain and snow mix will build back from northwest to southeast tomorrow afternoon, 38, and then turning colder on increasing north winds. Flash freeze tomorrow night, lows down to 19, and that rain snow mix will change over to light snow, snow showers and flurries, and a small accumulation and some blowing snow as well. Cold wave weather for the weekend with some snow showers and flurries and a strong west northwesterly wind. 22 Saturday, single digits on Sunday, will be down below zero come Monday and Tuesday morning. Then some moderation and some snow back in the forecast for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, it's Thursday. John Decker, John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker, John Decker.
Yes, children in the frigid combines singing the theme for John Decker.
Little Stevie, so sweet.
Decker.
His name is Stevie?
Yeah.
It's John Decker. How are you, sir?
Hey, I am good, Stevie. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. The Trump D.C. immunity hearing, you were there, so how does that work? How do you get into that when everybody wants in there?
You pull some strings. You say you're a member of the D.C. bar, you're a member of the Supreme Court bar, and these types of things hold sway with certain people. So that's how that happens.
Well, because nobody else is part of the Supreme Court thing or anything else.
So impressive.
You're the only lawyer on press row,
Go
so
ahead,
obviously you should be sitting in the front row where Helen Thomas used to sit. That's exactly what you used to.
I met her before. She's awesome.
You towered over Helen Thomas, didn't you?
Yeah. She came to EIU when I was in journalism back in the day and told us all about it.
Famous UPI reporter.
Yes.
Right. United Press International. Okay, it's John Decker. Iowa caucuses are Monday. I'm glad you're here. You're going to be in where, Des Moines? Is that where you're going?
Yeah, going to Iowa. When I land in Des Moines on Sunday, Stevie, high temperature that day. I think it's -6. That's the high temperature. So I'm preparing not only for the Iowa caucus, I'm preparing for some very cold temperatures while I'm there as well.
Have you seen the pictures of Des Moines right now? I believe there's pretty many snow hills where they've had to shovel and things like that.
Does not sound appealing.
So you'll have fun dealing with the cold weather, but fortunately you're staying inside. Okay, so what do you think happens Monday in Iowa, and where do you go to kind of be at the headquarters to know what's happening?
Yeah, so a lot of this will happen at the convention center in terms of results coming in. When we get in on Sunday, we'll see what candidates are having events on Sunday, and we'll likely attend an event. We'll do a preview package, and then, of course, we'll report the results on Monday night. And as you know, Donald Trump, he is the clear front runner to win the Iowa caucus. Polls show him leading by double digits. I think that because of those polls showing him leading by double digits, Stevie, he really has high expectations. If he doesn't win by double digits, I think that we'll evaluate the strength of his candidacy. I think rightly so, because the average of polls right now shows him leading his challengers for the Republican nomination in Iowa by an average of 32 points.
So how do you poll caucuses? First of all, it's minus whatever. They might not go. You have to assemble for this.
Well, I don't know if you're getting this as well, but you're cutting in and out on me. Strangest thing. Do you hear that, Stevie?
I don't. I hear you, and you cut out a little, but not like I don't get it.
No.
This could be
a plot. How about that? Hey, Stevie, I'll tell you what. Just because I can't ask you to repeat every question, let me call you right back.
Call me back, see if we get a little better line. Yeah, you got it. John Decker. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on because we hear him pretty good.
Right.
So he'll call back in a moment. But we've got the caucuses. That's when you go to somebody's house.
Right.
And there's thousands of them. And you get together and you decide who your there's a captain for each team. The captain rallies the people, and you get them to support your person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're working on. The caucus is Monday. Okay, is that better?
Much better. Much better, Stevie.
Okay. All right. So the caucuses are when you have to come to somebody's house. You get together. I'm just curious how you pull that. How do you get an accurate read on something like that? And if Ron DeSantis, who really invested everything here, if he doesn't do great, I think he's out, isn't he?
I would think so. He's invested all of this time, all of this money. He's been endorsed by the Republican governor of Iowa. He's been endorsed by the evangelical leader in the state of Iowa. With all of that going for him, he should be, right up there with Donald Trump, but polls show that he's not. I don't know how you poll for it. That's a very good question. I don't know how those polls are taken. I don't know if it, factors in all of the things that go into the fact that this is a caucus. It does require you to be at a certain place at a certain time as opposed to a primary where you can vote anytime between, let's say, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Here you have to factor in, family obligations, work obligations, the weather. It may snow that day. All those things may impact the turnout for the Iowa caucus, and that could, impact those that don't have as strong a following as, say, Donald Trump. I think that his supporters are showing up no matter what to those, schools and precincts and homes where these caucuses will take place.
Now Chris Christie is suspending his campaign, right?
He's out, and he didn't have the support, but he did get caught on a hot mic. Did you hear that?
No.
I did. I did hear that. Well, tell Diane what he said.
Well, he said something like Nikki is going to get, smoked or creamed?
Okay.
Smoked, yeah. Smoked. That's the word he used.
Yeah.
That's in New Jersey, the word.
His purpose was to just keep Donald Trump out of the White. That's his life goal right now. So I just think, and you tell me, but it's because Donald Trump has this amazing core, whatever the number is, I think it's because people look at this and said, Joe Biden's weaponizing our government against him, political opponent. That's what a lot of people believe, and I certainly think there's a lot here that you're going, what the heck? You could go back and charge Barack Obama with something. I mean, it's just, are we starting this? Is this a precedent? What's your take on all that?
What's my take on what part? What part of the equation?
Just politicizing some of the branches of government, like the DOJ and stuff, where you're going after this person but not this person. You could start that and never end it. You can always grab somebody for jaywalking. You can always charge somebody for something. We need to keep the government separate from going after political opponents. And I think the core of Trump's people believe totally this is not fair what they're doing to him.
I think you're right about how the core of Donald Trump's supporters feel about this. I think he would still have this core of supporters regardless of whether or not any charges were ever brought against Donald Trump for any of the things that he's accused of. He's just got that core.
But how does a guy connect like that with that many people? Why? Why is that?
Why? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never really understood that. I don't understand it for Donald Trump. Never understood it for Barack Obama in 2008. He had that core support. There were people that were, what did they call them, Obama maniacs or something to that extent. I mean, look, that's what happens in politics. You get leaders out there, and there is a core group of people that really like what that leader has to say, like their point of view, like the way they carry themselves. That's the case with Barack Obama. That was the case, and it is the case right now with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has famously said he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and wouldn't impact his poll numbers at all.
All right,
and I hope he never does that, but I think there's truth to what he says.
You're a journalist. I'm an opinion guy. So let me tell you what I think. I think Barack Obama brought some freshness there. There was energy. There was cool. There was young. I was
such a great speaker.
I was rooting for moderate and didn't get it, but it was just that whole feeling of, wow, that guy's good. And the timbre of his voice was awesome. I mean, all of that. Donald Trump came out, and a whole bunch of this country is unhappy with our politics, and he started speaking the stuff we were thinking. And then we're going, and he's not a guy. He's not part of this stuff.
Yeah.
We're tired of it. We're still tired of it. We don't like this 45-year service. We want people to do something to help the people screaming about the border and the crime and the inflation and gas prices and food prices. And he felt like Vivek, the same kind of feel, where Ramaswamy is kind of speaking the same kind of thing, except he's 45 years younger or something, whatever. But it's just that feeling of, darn, we're frustrated, and why don't they hear me kind of thing. That's why I think there's a Trump feel.
Well, certainly Donald Trump has tapped into something, and he tapped into something in 2016. Do you recall that the 2016 run for the White House was not Donald Trump's first run for the White House? Do you know that?
I did not know that.
He ran in 2000.
I did.
He ran in 2000.
Really?
Yeah. Look it up. Wikipedia it. I remember. He, no one paid any attention to him in the year 2000. And the reason being is because it was a different country in 2000. And the level of dissatisfaction that we see in the country right now was not present in 2000 like it is today, like it was in 2016. And so Donald Trump, right place, right time, right candidate. That often happens in politics. And that's what led him to win the White House in 2016.
So what happens to the growing dissatisfaction of the electorate? I mean, it's not. I don't think it's going away. Maybe they'll find another guy besides Trump after this. I don't know, but there's still a great deal of dissatisfaction with the way we're running our government.
Well, you're right, and there's dissatisfaction as it relates to, it seems, all of our leaders. It's going to be one of those elections like 2016 where a lot of voters, I'm not saying every voter, but a lot of voters are saying, who do I dislike less in terms of who you're going to vote
Right.
for. And that's unfortunate. It shouldn't be like that. We should be excited about the people that we're pulling the lever for or voting for in some way, and that is not the case, and it hasn't been the case for a few election cycles now.
I'm not sure we'll ever be at a point where everybody just oodles and oodles over somebody. There's too much opposition research and social media to slam people. Even if it's not true, you can still get the bad stuff out there. I don't know if there's ever going to be a time in America where you go, wow, this guy's really cool. This is a good woman. This is a good man. It's just too much bad out there that, again, doesn't have to be true.
I agree with you. I think social media amplifies things quite a bit too, and there's good in social media, but there's a downside in social media. You think of social media, the extent to which it is so ever present now. In 2008, it wasn't like that. There was no Twitter in 2008 when Barack Obama was running, and you wonder if there was social media the way it is so ever present now, could Barack Obama have survived Reverend Wright? I don't think he could have, quite frankly. I think that was something that was fortunate for him that, we didn't have social media to the extent that we do. That's a part of our lives in just about every way.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, so Hunter Biden, the drama that is, he's going to be pardoned, John. He'll be pardoned at the end of the day. So what is the point here? Is it to show Joe Biden took money, or what are we doing with all this?
Well, today, Hunter Biden will be in a federal courtroom, and he will enter a plea of not guilty to crimes associated with not reporting all of his income to the Internal Revenue Service. He'll be out in a courtroom in Los Angeles, California, and that's after being here in Washington yesterday, where he unexpectedly shows up to the House Oversight Committee and doesn't say anything all of his time on Capitol Hill. The back and forth that you saw and heard was actually between members of Congress, Democrats and Republicans who sit on that committee. And later in the day, that committee, as well as the House Judiciary Committee, voted to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress. That is for not showing up to the committee for a sworn deposition that he was subpoenaed to appear for back in mid-December. It was supposed to take place behind closed doors. Hunter Biden did not show up for that, and so yesterday we saw this vote on contempt of Congress charges along party lines. The full House will vote on it, and I'm assuming that every Republican will vote for it. If that's the case, then that contempt of Congress charge will be referred to the Department of Justice, which is the ultimate arbiter. They will decide whether or not to bring a formal charge of contempt of Congress against Hunter Biden.
But don't you think he'll be pardoned?
At the end of the day, I do think he's going to be pardoned.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So I don't know when it's going to take place. If Joe Biden loses in the November election, it's going to happen after the November election and before he leaves office. But I do think that will take place. Hunter Biden, if he goes through the process, if there's not a negotiated settlement to the charges that have been brought against him, he is not a sympathetic defendant any way you slice it. And that is unfortunate for him, but that is not a good thing if he wants to be ultimately judged by a jury of his peers. I don't think a jury of his peers will look favorably upon him or the charges that have been brought against him.
Okay, well, if Great Television doesn't have a private jet for you to Des Moines, let me know. So
that's a good one.
Far too famous to be mingling with the commoners. So we want you
to
how do you get to Des Moines? You go through Chicago?
I go through Chicago. Yeah, okay. I do. There's one nonstop, and it was booked, but I'll go through Chicago, United Airlines, and hopefully no letdowns as far as the weather is concerned.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But that's the plan both ways. I'll fly back on Tuesday after the Iowa caucus takes place, and then 8 days after Iowa is the New Hampshire primary.
Wow.
So these things happen back to back, and that means it's a lot of work, not just for the people covering it, but for the actual candidates. They've got a lot of work to do. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump in particular. Those are the three people that are the front runners, and we'll see what happens in Iowa. That will set the stage for what happens in New Hampshire, I think.
John Decker, Great Television's national correspondent, White House correspondent, a tremendous journalist. We trust you, and you wear a ball cap at the airports because people could recognize you.
That's too good.
I'm telling no, come on, man.
No.
Come on.
No.
The only lawyer in press row. Come on, you get recognized.
There you go.
I would recognize you. Hey, you.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah. No, listen, keep up your great work. You do a wonderful job, and we appreciate having you on the radio with us. So.
Hey, thank you, Stevie. Have a great day, great weekend. Thanks, Diane. I'll talk to you next week. I'll talk to you after the Iowa caucus takes place. I look forward to talking to you all about that. We'll talk next Thursday. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, John Decker, Great Television's White House correspondent, national correspondent, headed to Des Moines, Iowa for Monday, and then covering New Hampshire the following week. On the Tapman's Towing phone line, weather and Did You Know coming up.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
All-important weather brought to you by Houlihan's.
Houlihan's reminds you it's a great stop before the game. Meet some Illini fans at First and St. Mary and get yourself some drinks or a great meal. Houlihan's saying, go Illini, beat Michigan State with a tip-off at 8 o'clock tonight.
You have to run over there today. Chances are high that you'll see a bunch of guys in green sweats running around the Michigan State.
You're right about that. And, of course, we've got our Cardinal Caravan tomorrow at noon.
iHotel. We'll be there tomorrow.
Well, again, everyone, the check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and Benefit. Saturday, quiet day's worth of weather today. A few sprinkles and snowflakes late with variably cloudy skies. A sneak peek of sun, diminishing west wind in 37. For tonight, a shower of rain and wet snow spots early. Then after midnight, some rain and some mixed wet snow north and northwestern sections with temperatures to about 33. Then rising while after midnight on that increasing southeast to south wind. Windy and rainy for the day tomorrow. And perhaps some wet snow mixed in north and northwestern sections. That rain and snow mix will build back from northwest to southeast tomorrow afternoon, 38, and then turning colder on increasing north winds. Flash freeze tomorrow night, lows down to 19, and that rain snow mix will change over to light snow, snow showers and flurries, and a small accumulation and some blowing snow as well. Cold wave weather for the weekend with some snow showers and flurries and a strong west northwesterly wind. 22 Saturday, single digits on Sunday will be down below zero come Monday and Tuesday morning. Then some moderation and some snow back in the forecast for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm just Greg Soldier.
Well, sure fun in November, December, wasn't it? Yeah.
The mild winter conditions compared to the Arctic blast coming our way Sunday through Tuesday.
Again, Cardinal Caravan tomorrow. iHotel beginning at noon. Doors open at 11. Jordan Walker headlining. Young player, tremendous. Martin Luther King weekend. And one of my favorite parts of any speech ever.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream.
The I Have a Dream speech. Martin Luther King Jr. on the Capitol, at the Capitol, right? It was at Lincoln Memorial?
Right,
Is that where that was? On this moment in time on Thursdays, did you know Nathaniel's son, my son in Chicago? Nathaniel!
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
I think we're all going to get some weather here coming up. Winter is upon us, I guess, huh?
I know. I've got the heat running extra, cranked up a little higher in my house.
That's right.
All right, did you know? What do you got?
Well, Dad, you alluded to it, and in honor of the holiday that most of us are hopefully going to get to enjoy on Monday, and just honoring the eponymous Martin Luther King, we'll discuss a few facts that perhaps some of you knew, perhaps some of you did not. So first off, did you know that there are only 4 Americans who have their birthdays recognized as national holidays? Obviously Martin Luther King Jr., the other 3, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Cesar Chavez, an organizer of National Farm Workers Association. Secondly, did you know that Martin Luther King Jr. was actually born as Michael King Jr.? His father, Michael King Sr., was a pastor in Atlanta. And when his son was young, he traveled to Germany. And his father was so inspired by Martin Luther that he changed his own name and the name of his 5-year-old son to Martin Luther King Sr. and Martin Luther King Jr.
Did not know that.
Now, originally, Dr. King went to college to become a pastor like his father. And in 1944, he was admitted to Morehouse College at the age of only 15. And it was here that his passion for political and social justice was really awakened. Now, finally, as we all heard in that speech, as a speech that we're all familiar with, did you know that that portion was actually improvised? In the months leading up to that speech in the March on Washington, Dr. King had incorporated this theme of I Have a Dream into his speeches and sermons, but his advisors for that particular day advised him to leave it out. So he had a whole speech prepared that did not include that. But midway through, at the prompting of someone sitting behind him, I think one of his friends, he went off script, and that started with his famous I Have a Dream.
Wow.
Now, as we all know, unfortunately, in 1968, he was assassinated in Memphis at only the age of 39. And tragically, 6 years later in Atlanta, someone also assassinated his mother while she was playing the organ in the church. So it is indeed fitting on Monday to remember such a significant individual who did a lot for our country.
Wow. Didn't know a whole bunch of that. Didn't know it was Michael Luther King. Right. That? I did not know. I never knew
And
that.
I was just
It was just Michael King,
Right.
and then his father changed to Martin Luther.
Wow, it's crazy.
And I was looking up August 28th, 1963 was the I Have a Dream speech.
Yep, it's and I love the content of your character, which is kind of what it's all about, isn't it? All right, we appreciate that. Did you know, Nathaniel-son, everything else good in Chicago except you're going to get the deep freeze as we all are, so we'll all be ready for that.
Well,
what is it like when you have narrow streets where you live? What do they do with the snow, with the cars everywhere?
Well, there's this thing for anyone who's been in Chicago. It's a little bit of an unwritten rule, I'd say. But if you park on the street and you get a lot of snow, you shovel yourself out, and then you reserve your spot. And people do this in various ways. Use a lawn chair or paint buckets.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So on our street, you shovel out your own spot. You put something in it while you're at work, and then you come back and you're
wow.
you know if someone took your spot. So it's kind of an interesting system.
You know, I'm okay not having to head down to that in my life. It's okay. I'm okay with that. Oh, boy. Hey, listen, Nathaniel-son, great job. Always appreciate it. Thank you for Did You Know.
No, thank you both. Take care.
All right. My son Nathaniel in Chicago.
There were 250,000 civil rights supporters on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. for that speech.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's Did You Know on Thursdays at this time on the Tapman's Towing phone line, ESPN 93.5. All right, we're going to break for the news, and we'll come back in the next hour. Got some more Brad Underwood about tonight's 8 o'clock tip against Michigan State. We're favored by 3.5, but Michigan State's been playing great. We've been playing great. We will see what happens. Stand by. That'll be next. ESPN 93.5. Tim Onstock, Gale Ferrex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel. Looking for anybody?
I've got 2 open positions for regional drivers or flatbed drivers with vans or flats, and get those 2 spots filled up with some good, reliable safe drivers, and we'll be all set.
So regional means I'm running up to Michigan or Missouri or something like that?
Basically the eastern half of the country, and we're home every weekend.
You still got any of those Dixie choppers which are going to really help a guy mow a lawn?
Yes, there's still some great deals on some of the new models that haven't sold. We're getting the 24s in soon, so we'll need to get those out of the way. Andy does a great job with that. I don't think a commercial guy could have a better, faster mower to maximize his time.
And if we triggered something in somebody's head about one of these services or being a trucker or getting a new lawnmower, what's the website they can visit to find out more?
Well, they can email me at timo@gftlog.com, and I can get them all of the information.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Why does former President Trump think we should re-elect him? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
You have a man who can't lead. You have a man who can't find his way off a stage after he makes a speech that lasts for about 2 minutes.
And he told a Fox News town hall.
The new narrative they have, as you know, is I'm going to be a dictator. That's going to be the new narrative because a guy like Biden, there's nothing he can run on.
The former president told voters in Iowa before Monday's caucuses he'd rebuild the economy, secure the border, build more wall, and there would be mass deportations of illegal migrants.
Many of those people come from jails and prisons. Many of those people come from mental institutions and insane asylums, and many of those people are terrorists.
Now, they debated on CNN also his rivals, Nikki Haley. Ron DeSantis took swipes at the former president, who's the front runner, and each other.
I debated the governor of California, Gavin Newsom. I thought he lied a lot. Nikki Haley gives him a run for his money, and she may even be more liberal than Gavin Newsom is.
You can go to DeSantisLies.com and look at all of those. There's at least 24 lies that he's told about me.
They debated hours after Chris Christie dropped out of the race. Now, the former president will soon return to court in New York, but the judge of the Trump Organization's civil fraud trial won't let him help lawyers give him closing arguments. A Trump Truth Social post calls it a rigged case and election interference. Also today, Hunter Biden will be arraigned on 9 federal tax charges. We just got an update on inflation, showing consumer prices rose more than predicted in December.
Last month, the headline year over year was 3.1%. It's now 3.4%. Month over month, also hotter than expected, up 0.3%.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. The coach, some call the GOAT, is out of a job.
Arguably the greatest coach in NFL history, Bill Belichick, is leaving his job as head coach of the New England Patriots after 24 seasons. Belichick won 6 Super Bowls in New England, 2 more titles than any other head coach. His 9 Super Bowl appearances, also an NFL record.
That's Jared Max. America's listening to Fox News.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
We mentioned Hunter Biden being arraigned. It comes a day after the president's son caused chaos on Capitol Hill, and Republicans upped the ante in their investigation.
First, the House Judiciary Committee, then the House Oversight Committee approving a resolution
recommending that the House of Representatives find Robert Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress for refusal to comply with a subpoena duly issued by this committee.
Oversight Committee Chair James Comer. Hunter Biden has said he would testify to a public committee hearing, but the subpoena he's defied specifically calls for a closed-door deposition. The younger Biden himself showed up briefly at the Oversight Committee hearing but did not speak. The contempt resolution heads next to the House floor for a vote by the full House expected next week. In Washington, Jack Callahan, Fox News.
Republicans are investigating Biden family overseas business dealings, and if the president was involved, he insists he was not. Democrats say the contempt votes are ironic, with Congressman Jared Moskowitz telling Fox some GOP lawmakers ignored Democratic subpoenas in the past.
If we're going to hold Hunter in contempt for a subpoena that was issued to him, then there are 3 current members that actually serve on that committee that were issued subpoenas by the last Congress, and they defied those subpoenas.
Well, again, this says Hunter Biden faces federal tax charges. There's a hearing at the UN's International Court of Justice in South Africa's lawsuit that is accusing Israel of committing genocide in the war against Hamas, which keeps raging.
Hamas and Islamic Jihad continued their battle against Israeli troops inside Gaza, who are making new gains in Gaza's second largest city of Khan Yunis. In the past day, 147 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes, according to the Hamas-run Palestinian Health Ministry.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Now, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who's now in Egypt for talks, calls that genocide case against Israel meritless. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Outlet Mall in Tuscola used to be a popular place to shop, even drawing people from out of town, but more store closures have community members worried about its future. 2 more store closures at the Tuscola outlet shops have left some people in the community shocked. The mall used to be home to 155 stores. After more than 2 years of deliberation, the Urbana School District voting 5-2 and will unify the K-5 dual language program under one roof. Several people said that the dual language program is vital to the development of bilingual students, and they want to see it thrive. 2 Central Illinois legislators celebrating more funding coming to their school libraries. State Senators Doris Turner of Springfield and Paul Ferracci of Champaign recognizing the schools in their district getting money from the Secretary of State to buy new materials like books, computer programs, and audiobooks for their libraries. Great to see the commitment to education. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, if you have problems with your current copier vendor regarding service, you can call Greg Wolf at Watts Copy Systems, 217-352-0428, where service is more than a promise. A locally owned, family-owned, employee-owned Illinois business at Watts Copy Systems. Well, good to have a very smart scientist on board. He is meteorologist Greg Solier, and he joins us to detail what we have coming up, which is flat-out January weather in central Illinois, my friend.
That's right. Pretty snappy cold wave weather pattern coming our way. Season's coldest air. And it looks like we'll miss out on the full-blown brunt of the, at least a blizzard aspect of this thing. It'll do just that out of Iowa, the northern reaches of the state, into Michigan and points on northward. And we'll deal with some high wind around here and plummeting temperatures on Saturday. And that sub-zero cold still expected to come into fruition late in the weekend, early next week as well. But it'll be a big dig out from about Will County and more so northward, north of I-80 and 88, up into the northern reaches of the state, maybe 5 to 10 inches and 50-mile-an-hour winds and a drying out of that snow. It's also expected to be kind of starting off with one of those heart attack snows we saw back in 1987, the latest big one, so to speak. So, yeah, things going to be pretty problematic in areas to the north. Around here, just rain really to contend with here, and a quiet day's worth of weather today. 31 at Willard and Savoy. Later on today, 37 with variably cloudy skies and maybe a sprinkle on snowflake late. We'll get into some rain, some mixed wet snow north of us here after midnight tonight, in particular 33 on temperatures this evening and rising as south winds pick up. South winds a good part of the day tomorrow. That should get us to about 38 here, 40 south of Champaign County. There'll be any rain and snow, any of that mixture tomorrow morning, well to our north and northwest. Begins to work our way in the afternoon with temperatures beginning to slide after about 3 or 4 o'clock as winds abruptly shift into the north and then northwest, and then plummeting temperatures, flash freeze tomorrow night, lows down to 19, and some wet snow in the evening, and then some snow showers and flurries may coat an inch or two across the area. A little patchy blowing snow tomorrow night, late and into Saturday on 45 to 50 mile an hour westerly winds, 22 and dropping on Saturday. Won't get out of the single digits by and large Sunday with a couple of snow showers and flurries around. Bitter cold Monday into Tuesday, maybe a little more light snow back in the forecast as well. Only single digit highs Monday into the lower teens Tuesday, 20s next Wednesday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, ESPN 93.5. Happy to welcome Melissa Courtright into the studios in downtown Philo, the center of the universe. And she's with See You at Home. It's that time of year. The fundraiser's coming up. 12th annual One Winter Night event. There's some changes, Melissa, that have occurred at See You at Home. Can we recap what has happened?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've had a few changes, but they've all been exciting and are in service to helping people who are homeless find stability. So See You at Home now has 7 homes in the community. And each of those homes allows people to be in a very intensive program that addresses 7 key points of instability and ultimately helps people get back on their feet.
Your goal is to help them become productive members of society.
Yeah, we say we support and empower. So we offer assistance and information that ultimately empowers people to start making different decisions so that they can find stability in the community.
How do you know it works?
We've been doing this program for a little over a year now, and we have seen people make very significant changes. We've seen people graduate and get into their own homes. We have about 15 people that have graduated.
Yeah.
Amazing. But we also have the opportunity to see people make changes every day, get mental health assessments, maintain their sobriety, start budgeting for the first time ever in their lives, think about spiritual issues that they haven't thought about. So we get to see those kind of successes every day.
Okay.
So if I were governor and you needed money, there's not help available. We don't really. What happens to the mentally ill that don't have money? Where do they go?
Yeah, I think mental health access and help is obviously a gap in our community and in all communities.
How can that be when so many struggle? There's so much money that we spend on stuff. I would think mental health, you can't force people to get mental health, I guess, right? They have to be ready, but boy, we've got some issues out there.
We sure do. We have had the fortunate benefit of partnering very closely with organizations like Rosecrans, Promise Healthcare. Rosecrans does all of our mental health assessments for our clients. So one of the requirements for the program is that people get a mental health assessment within the first 30 days. And Rosecrans has partnered with us to make that happen.
So essentially, you're looking to help people that want to help themselves, right? I mean, they've got to be willing to say, I'm done with my life as it is now, and I'm looking to make it better, right? But they have to decide.
Yeah, we're looking for a motivation to change. Most of our clients, exactly, they want to make changes. They're tired of living on the streets or bouncing around from couch to couch. But they don't necessarily know how to make those changes. And so that's where we come alongside them and really make a unique plan for every individual in the program to help them to get back on their feet.
So this is part of your Pathways to Progress program. Yeah. And people can learn more about this at seeyouathome.us. I guess my thought is this is a low barrier shelter, whereas people who just need a place to stay overnight and with these bitterly cold conditions, they're still going to the old location where we call the city of Champaign is managing this Strides.
Yeah, we call ourselves a mid-barrier shelter.
Mid-barrier, okay.
Yeah. And then Strides, the government shelter, is the low-barrier shelter.
Gotcha. It's getting them out of the weather. That's what that does.
Yes,
Okay.
and of course we don't want people to freeze during the winter.
This
Absolutely,
is getting dangerous here coming up. So,
but yeah, one of the biggest distinctions between really the low barrier and our program again is that you're looking for change. You're looking to figure out how to take those steps towards stability, and you get to do it in a home environment. So you're not in a congregate shelter with rows of bunk beds. You are in a house that you have access to 24/7, and staff you have access to 24/7.
Oh, it used to be cardboard boxes downtown Champaign for See You at Home. The big fundraisers
this
coming up.
This outdoor experience has kind of changed, hasn't it,
What's
Melissa?
happening now?
Yeah, so people can participate. They can choose to bring a box if that's the way they want to participate, but they can also stay in their cars, which we have many clients that have come from staying in their cars to come into the shelter. Or they can bring a tent. We've had that happen where clients have been tent camping and then it gets too cold and they come in. So all of those ways are available and possible for people to participate.
You know, during COVID and all that, when one winter night was still going on, always the first weekend in February, there were churches involved and some things happening in the parking lots, but they could still go inside in the lobby. And do you have that kind of rally from our faith community?
We do have some churches that are coming on board. We have Windsor Road, for example. Christian Church is going to be a satellite site. We've had Faith United Methodist, First United Methodist, so many churches, First Presbyterian in Champaign, and they've come on board and they've said, we want to be part of the solution. We know there's a problem. How can we be part of the solution?
Okay, and if churches are just hearing about this now, of course they can reach out and start to get involved. That's what you're looking for is, that kind of support and sponsors and participants and all kinds of things.
Yeah, we have a pretty big goal this year, $250,000. So absolutely, we're looking for people that want to be involved in our ministry, want to be involved, and again, just being part of the solution.
Yeah. Melissa Corright, we appreciate you coming in. Thank you for what you do, because I don't know if you realize that if you get 15 people that went out and able to do things on their own, generationally, it's more than one ripple. It goes all the way through the pond and changes a lot of lives down the road. So it's a huge thing. We just send God's blessings on you and your organization. Hope you raise all that money.
And just to reinforce, on Friday, February 2nd, is the outdoor challenge portion. This is all kind of based at the venue CU 51 East Main in downtown Champaign. Dan Church and his wife are terrific to work with. And then the next night, the mega events with Mike Namoff and everybody doing the auction items and things like that. People can participate in that event too on Saturday the 3rd.
Yeah, absolutely. And they can go to the website, make donations, and get involved.
What's the website again?
It's cuathome.us.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Melissa Corright, See You at Home, big fundraiser first weekend of February. ESPN 93.5. Check your sports coming up.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got basketball tonight. Brad Underwood, Michigan State, man. Here we go.
And now it's Michigan State coming off a loss. They've won 5 of 6. It's a guard-oriented team. They return a tremendous amount of experience and firepower and athleticism at the guard spot. You know, Walker's obviously one of the elite guards in not just the Big Ten, but in the country. And then they've got a plethora of bigs with Michigan State. You know, they're going to be elite in transition. You know, they're going to compete on the glass, and they're going to guard you. So it's a great opportunity to play against a very good basketball team. They're battle-tested. They've played some folks, as Tom's teams always do, and you expect a rock fight when you face them.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get for sure. What about this whole booty ball?
Yeah, Marcus elevates.
Hold on, the whole thing about Marcus Damasco is a Big Ten Player of the Week, and he's just been really good.
Yeah, Marcus elevates. It's not just Marcus's points. Marcus is, he's had double-digit assist games. He's, it's putting him in positions to, at his size and skill set. He's starting to shoot three much better. We all know he's got a long history of being a very good three-point shooter. He got off to kind of a tough start, but I think he's feeling a little more comfortable in his role, and that's evidenced by his productivity. He's shooting at a pretty high clip. His conditioning, I think he's one of the best conditioned athletes I've coached, and we're asking a lot of him, but he's very capable, and he's been spectacular.
Yeah, he really has. All right, let's get Michigan State 8:00 tonight.
That's right. FS1 is where you can watch it in case you're at home or with the gang at Pia's. Pia's has their fan bus too. Keep that in mind. Illinois women at Nebraska with a 7:00 tip-off. Also trending in Illini Nation, Adrian Demont Desachart, and how he's the 2023 Korn Ferry Tour Rookie of the Year and will tee off for that Sony Open happening in Hawaii. Nick Hardy recently competing in Hawaii, and Tommy Kuhl is also qualified for the event in Panama City in February. Yeah. So go Illini for our golfers. Some upsets yesterday when it comes to the top 10 teams. We had UCF, University of Central Florida, 65-60 winners over number 3 Kansas yesterday, Stevie. And also, Mississippi State beat number 5, Tennessee.
Our weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Busey, member FDIC. Who's going to be number 1 in basketball? If all 1, 2, and 3 lost. Okay, Greg.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity looks like we'll dodge this next round of storminess, at least from a heavy snowfall standpoint. Not the wind, not the wraparound effects of snow, and bitter cold wave weather as well. All that is shaping up here by late tomorrow and tomorrow night. But in the meantime, the main emphasis of this next weather system, primarily rain across the area. Maybe a stray shower of rain or wet snow late this afternoon up to 37, diminishing west wind. Stray shower of rain and wet snow early on tonight. Then some rain and wet snow in spots after midnight. Low down to 33, slowly rising temperatures up to 38 tomorrow. The temperatures crash in the mid to late afternoon as northeast to north winds pick on up. Periods of rain, some wet snow to the north, and a shift over to wet snow expected here for early tomorrow night with some accumulation much colder. Flash freeze, low down to 19. West wind 25 to 35, gust to 45 miles per hour. Windy, sharply colder over the weekends. Passing snow showers and flurries 22 and dropping Saturday. Only in the single digits Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The latest reading on inflation is mixed. The Consumer Price Index ticked higher last month, up 3.4% on an annual basis. Though excluding food and energy, the core CPI slipped below 4% for the first time in more than 2 years to 3.9%. Despite falling gasoline prices, the monthly increase for both the CPI and core reading up 0.3%, which is more than expected. The latest reading on the job market was little changed. New claims for unemployment benefits came in at 202,000 last week. Most of Sunoco's convenience store and gasoline retail locations will now be owned by 7-Eleven's parent company, 7 & I. More than 200 stores in West Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma have been sold. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey there, it's me, Kennedy. Make sure to check out my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It is 5 days a week. Every week, we check in with Jimmy Fallon, bring in authors for the book club, and even treat some of your favorite Fox personalities to a very special happy hour. Download and listen at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Oh, yeah.
Pards is great.
Here, Pards.
Nathaniel got some new.
Yeah, new boots. Largest selection of boots in Illinois is Pards in Urbana. What? And jeans, man.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, Mr. Rooney.
That's deep. Left center field. It's a gutter! Cardinals Nation, the Cardinals Caravan, presented by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, is coming your way. It's your chance to get up close and personal with your favorite team. Get the latest scoop on the upcoming season from current players, Cardinals alumni, and broadcasters. Plus, there will be raffle prizes and autographs for the kids. Folks, jump on the Caravan, the Cardinals Caravan. Rolling into Champaign on Friday, January 12th. For more information, visit cardinals.com/caravan.
Yes, that's tomorrow.
It is.
11 o'clock, doors open. There will be people there. I'm hearing all kinds of things. People are coming to this because Jordan Walker's there, and he's a 22-year-old, very impressive young man, very talented. I mean, it's not fair to put an Albert Pujols on him, but he could be very, very, very good. All-star potential. I mean, he could be really good run hitter.
16 homers last year,
yeah,
right?
and he's young. The 30 to 40 is totally reasonable as he matures, but he's very, very good. And I think both his mom and dad are PhDs, which I want to know how many baseball players have parents that are both PhDs.
That's awesome.
Pretty unusual. Anyway, that'll be tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Restoration Urban Ministries will be there selling raffle tickets. Cardinals bring all these wonderful prizes, and they donate it to whatever charity. And tomorrow it's for Restoration Urban Ministries, who does wonderful work for folks that need a place as well.
Terrific prizes like jerseys, experiences, the Cardinal calendars. They bring the pocket schedules also.
Awesome.
Cardinals fan loves that. And of course, after the program, which is essentially, noon to 12:45-ish or so, maybe even a little less, depending on the questions and answers.
Yeah.
Then they do the raffles and the line with the kids priority if you bring in one item to autograph, or they have cards there that can get autographed by the panel.
Yeah, one item, because obviously you see the problem is, here's my 7 things. You got to get one thing going and then move it through so everybody gets through, and generally done by 1:30 or 1:45.
If you want to stay that long.
Yeah.
But you're after the program's over, you can dart out too. You can do this during your lunch hour.
Come in at noon and be out by 12:40 and you go back to work.
That's
you
right.
Totally can do that. And it's the iHotel, which is fabulous.
Yes.
So Sam's got it going on. We're ready to go. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., doors open. You can grab the front row if you want. Chip Carey will be the MC. Brad Thompson, who's also on TV with Chip. And, of course, Benji Molina, who I'm going to have on the radio tomorrow with us.
He'll be 50 coming up in July, and he's the brother of Yadier Molina. Heather Roberts and I discussed this on CI Living, and that'll be airing today.
Awesome.
And she's got a lot of pictures and things like that of these players that we know and love. St. Louis Cardinals, come on out to the Caravan at noon tomorrow.
All right. We have a Stever offer. This is from Carpet Weavers, and if you are interested, here's what I have for you. I have $1,000 off a $2,000 spend. So if you have like a $2,500 carpet project, it'll be $1,500. Wow. So this is unusual. So if you are interested in getting $1,000 today to go spend at Carpet Weavers, when you spend $2,000, and if you've done any pricing stuff, $1,000 is... Yeah, it's going to
go pretty quickly.
Yeah, it gets up there pretty
fast. And you might want to do carpet and some furniture.
Well, furniture too. If you go buy a $2,400 sofa, it's $1,400. So it's one prize today for one lucky person. If you are interested in being considered for $1,000 off a $2,000 spend at Carpet Weavers, just simply text in Carpet Weavers to 217-359-2255, and you shall be considered.
And their location is 616 West Market View in Champaign, right off of Prospect, over by Subway, over by Merle Norman. So, great place to shop.
Okay, we're going to break. We'll be back. News, weather, and sports all in our next half hour. And Tim, our friend Tim Onstad, the unbelievable barbecuologist, as we've called him, smoker, how to smoke dessert. Stand by.
First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana invested in our community since 1908. Before you buy your home in 2024, we invite you to speak with one of our experienced lenders, Jack, Jim, Kim, or Lane. Experience the convenience of working with a local lender with local service, decisions, and loan underwriting in our comfortable offices. Visit us to experience the exceptional friendly service from our knowledgeable staff. Hey, if you're not already banking with us, give us a try. We think you'll love it here. We do. 356bank.com, First Federal. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
The Alma Market is your one-stop shop for one-of-a-kind creations from the University of Illinois alumni and students, as well as unique finds from some of your favorite Urbana-Champaign area businesses. Treat yourself or a loved one and support your fellow Illini today. If you're a University of Illinois student, alum, or Champaign-Urbana area business, feature your products on the Alma Market. Becoming a vendor is a great way to expand your reach and connect with Illini across the country. For more details, visit almamarket.org. Go Illini!
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Yeah, I got another clip on Brad Underwood talking about the ISO, the booty ball thing. I want to play that too in the coming half hour. All right, we'll check with Fox News, very latest now. It is January the 11th, ESPN 93.5 at 8:30.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley have 4 days left to campaign in Iowa before the Republican caucuses there. It was just them on stage at last night's debate in Des Moines on CNN.
Under her administration, you would have seniors getting less cost of living adjustments while your tax dollars are going to pay the pensions of Ukrainian bureaucrats.
That's not true.
You talk about putting Americans last.
Ron.
That is wrong. You've supported all that money going over there. So let's put our own people first.
Former President Trump at a town hall on Fox says if he's reelected,
we are going to have the largest deportation effort in the history of our country.
Closing arguments are today at his business fraud civil trial in New York. Consumer inflation edged up last month at 3.4% annually. It was 3.1% the month before. Coach Bill Belichick is leaving the New England Patriots after 24 seasons and 6 Super Bowl titles. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois Supreme Court will decide on whether to allow a new trial for a Decatur woman convicted of killing her 19-month-old son in 2019. An assistant appellate defender told the state's high court that Jessica Logan deserves a new trial because law enforcement and DCFS investigator never read her Miranda rights. Police arresting 3 after shots fired in Champaign early Tuesday morning to Legends Apartments at Nicholas and Palmer Drives just after 4:45 in the morning. 20-year-old Tashayon Anderson, 18-year-old Xavier Caldwell, and a minor arrested and charged with unlawful use of a weapon. There was no property damage. Nobody was hurt. First public school in Champaign to require that students wear uniforms now decided to get rid of them. Barkstall Elementary sent an email to parents saying the cost of uniforms and time spent enforcing the dress code instead of focusing energy on supporting students were 2 of the main reasons for that change. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. It's Saturday, quiet day's worth of weather today. A few sprinkles of snowflakes late with variably cloudy skies. A sneak peek of sun, diminishing west wind at 37. For tonight, a shower of rain and wet snow spots early, then after midnight, some rain and some mixed wet snow north and northwestern sections with temperatures to about 33, then rising well after midnight on that increasing southeast to south wind. Windy and rainy for the day tomorrow, and perhaps some wet snow mixed in north and northwestern sections. That rain and snow mix will build back from northwest southwest to southeast tomorrow afternoon, 38, and then turning colder on increasing north winds. Flash freeze tomorrow night, lows down to 19, and that rain snow mix will change over to light snow, snow showers and flurries, and a small accumulation and some blowing snow as well. Cold wave weather for the weekend with some snow showers and flurries and a strong west-northwesterly wind. 22 Saturday, single digits on Sunday, will be down below zero come Monday and Tuesday morning. Then some moderation and some snow back in the forecast for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. After the big yes, are you daydreaming about the big I do? Join us for premier, interactive, immersive, inspirational wedding showcase to bring together vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois for your big day. Come away with ideas and vendors that will make your wedding one of the most inspiring days of your life.
Save the date on Saturday, March 23rd at the historical and unforgettable Orpheum in downtown Champaign.
For complete details, visit inspireyour.com. That's inspireyour.com.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. With award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Gelferix Trucking, dedicated diesel. He and Donna are amazing. I've got my smoke my cheese right by my door. It's still sitting there because I haven't done it yet.
And the Super Bowl's February 11th. We could, start that now, a month out, and get that going.
Yeah, because I need to let it stay in the fridge. It's Tim Onstadt. How are you, my friend?
I'm great, Stevie. Hi, Diane.
Hi.
So I'm a little confused. How can I smoke my dessert? Really?
Yeah, we all these competitions we travel to, it's not just about meat. They have ancillary competitions that throw us curveballs. We'll have mystery meat challenges. We'll have dessert, and we kind of enjoy those. It's a change of pace.
Well, okay. So can I do that, or is it tricky?
It's if you can cook it in your oven, you can cook it on a smoker.
Okay.
So one of our go-tos is an apple pudding cake with cinnamon butter sauce, and I add a little twist to it. Basically, you just bake a cake with apples, and you do that in your smoker. You'll done the biscuit test, so you know where the hot spots are, and you'll want to bake it in a hot spot, 300 to 350. So you're running a hot smoker. And then for the sauce, they call for butter, granulated sugar, heavy cream, ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then my little twist, I throw in some apple habanero Texas pepper jelly.
What? You always have the curveball. You always throw the curveball. I never thought of that.
Gives it a little bit of a kick, but it's comfort food, and yeah, if you can cook it in your oven, you can cook it on a smoker. That's what a smoker is. It's just a direct fire and getting smoke on that as an ingredient.
Well, I mean, so how does smoke taste on an apple cake? I mean, what's that taste like?
That's where I will actually use fruit woods. I don't use them much with meat. Some guys use them with ribs and chicken, but I'll use apple or cherry wood, and it complements it real well.
Wow, it's just PhD stuff, man.
I never thought of that.
I wouldn't have thought of that, but you have to get the right smoking wood and all that other stuff. You just ought to have a little TV show and show me how to do that. If I turn that on. Yeah.
We may come and do something here soon.
Make a cake. Make a cake.
If Greg Solier gets the weather right, I mean, we can't light a fire in these smokers when it's below zero. Yeah, welds will crack. It'll heat up too fast.
Oh, is that right?
Crack our weld.
That's a good tip.
Oh yeah.
What's the weld? What's weld?
Well, where the firebox is welded to the smoking chamber, if you build a big fire in that when it's real cold, you'll pop a weld and be in trouble.
I didn't know that. Hey,
Yeah.
aren't you shocked that I didn't listen at shop class closer than that? I mean, come on, man. I love to.
Well,
I could do a bead weld pretty well in freshman industrial arts class, Mr. Allison. I could do a bead weld. It was pretty good.
There you go. But I've got a couple of friends with some expensive Jambo smokers that learned that the hard way.
Ooh. And what's the temperature again? Nothing under 0? Is that what you said?
Well, I mean, if it gets below 20, you're getting cold steel, and if you heat it up too fast, that's just what happens.
And it's probably dangerous to bring it all in your garage or whatever, right?
Well, it depends on how much you want to do it. I mean, we always have a fire extinguisher on the smoker.
Good
So
idea. Yeah. Good idea. Good tip. Okay, that's a good idea. And what was it? What was the dish called again? It was an apple what cake?
That's a apple pudding cake with cinnamon butter sauce.
Gotcha. All right, so talk to me. Give me updates. Gail Frericks Trucking. The weather kind of messes you up a little bit, doesn't it, when it gets to be winter?
This is a tough time of the year for trucking, and our drivers. I mean, I feel for them every day that are out there in the cold, and especially the flatbed guys that have to deal with frozen straps and chains. And it is the lesser time of the trucking business. I mean, everything's harder with the cold weather. Our guys have to carry extra water and food because they may be stranded out, on a shut down interstate at some point. But we try to avoid all that. We're constantly monitoring weather and giving them updates and making sure they get to safe havens.
Another great reason people like working for you, because you got them home on weekends and you're very sensitive to their, way of life, and you guys do that. You just make it as good as possible. So,
yeah, we try.
Yeah.
And Dixie Chopper, they're dedicated diesel. We've got some great things going on. Now is the time to get your mower in, get serviced. I'm going to throw Andy a curveball here. I'm going to make him work cheap. We're going to throw in 10% off on service, on labor, on other brands, and 15% off on Dixie Chopper. So if you've got a different kind of a zero-turn mower and you want to get it serviced and looked at by a pro, then bring it to Andy, and you'll even get 10% off his labor doing that.
So I can bring a Toro. I can bring anything in. And you'll service that?
Yeah, we'll service it, check the belts, change the oil, do all of that, spark plugs, whatever it needs, check it out, and get it ready for the spring.
All right, what's the location? What's the website? How can we learn more?
1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. And Andy Bowman is our guy, and Jeremy, they'll take care of you. And if you're looking for a new mower, we definitely have them, and they do take trades. Get your mower in, Andy will assess it and give you the best deal that he possibly can.
No, we'll do that for sure. Absolutely. Donna's fine?
Donna is mean and great.
I love how feisty Donna is. That's awesome.
Well, we love that coleslaw she whipped up at the tailgate when we were there, so pretty dang
She
good.
does some great sides, yeah.
Yeah. Tim Onstadt, you the man. We appreciate you. Thank you for being on, sir.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Tim Onstadt, he's pitmaster.
And I believe if you want more information, it's timo@gftlog.com.
All right, back with sports in a moment, 8:42.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available, and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com. All righty, so it's time for basketball tonight.
Yes.
It's Illinois and Michigan State, 8 o'clock tip-off. So the whole back to your guide down, isolation, booty ball, Brad Underwood.
We knew we had that with Ty, and now we felt like we could utilize that again with Marcus in the process. And there's a lot of ways to get closer to the basket to score. It's the way the rules of the game are, makes it very hard to defend when you can't armbar, when somebody turns their back, when you can't touch them when they're facing you. He's a 90% free throw shooter. That's a pretty good asset, and and then he can play in ball screens as well. So. We knew what we were getting. He's exceeded the success rate maybe that even I thought he would have.
What about another area you're concerned about, Coach? What do you think about that?
We have to get back to rebounding the basketball at the level we know we're capable of. I think we're 6th offensively and, I don't know, somewhere in the 40s defensively, but we have to do a much better job. Part of that was our coverages on Zach, put us in some rotations, but we have to get much more from Marcus, from Luke, from Justin, even Coleman on the offensive glass. We have to get much better efforts from those guys rebounding the basketball.
I pulled up what else was said besides that clip. Coach Underwood provided updates on Quincy Guerrier wrist and Ty Rogers' illness and said that both have been active in practice, as well as Nico Moretti, who went down with a foot injury against Southern.
He's coming back soon,
Okay.
but I think Nico could help us a little bit.
Right.
At moments in a ball game. But Guerrier fell on his wrist at Purdue, but stepped to the free throw line immediately after and made both free throws.
I see.
Probably had treatment for the last week.
All meeting with doctors tonight or tomorrow. Looking really good. Has been solid in practice.
Okay, good.
Michigan State will try to earn a gold bar on Thursday against Illinois. Tip off at 8 o'clock on FS1.
I don't know what gold bar
I
means.
don't either.
We'll just try and get a victory. But Tom Izzo's always got prepared teams, and they always play us hard. It's going to be a rock fight is what Brad called it. Mm-hmm. Rock fight at the Pizza Hut parking lot.
That's right. So. And I remember earlier this week, we had number 1 and number 2. Purdue's taking a lot. Now Kansas lost yesterday. And so did number 5, Tennessee to Mississippi State.
Well,
Marquette
who's number 4? Because number 4 probably going to be number 1.
Number 4 is UConn, and they won yesterday 80-75 over Xavier.
I think you got to vault UConn to 1, and who's 6? Because then you have to put UConn 1, and whoever didn't lose the next.
Right.
I think everybody has to bump down if you lost. But
we hadn't talked much about the coaching carousel. Bill Belichick leaving after 24 years with the New England Patriots, 6 Super Bowl titles. Nick Saban, also with Alabama, retiring after 17 seasons, 201 wins. I know Bear Bryant tops that list with 232. And Pete Carroll at the age of 72, an emotional exit after 14 seasons with Seattle as the Seahawks head coach. We could see all these guys surface somewhere else, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is
so many openings.
A absolute coaching carousel. You got all kinds of possibilities. Bill Belichick will be first off the shelf. He'll have a job, I think, in the next week.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to jump at that because you're going to take 2-3 years with that guy for sure.
All righty.
8:47.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschow at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity looks like we'll dodge this next round of storminess, at least from a heavy snowfall standpoint. Not the wind, not the wraparound effects of snow and bitter cold wave weather as well. All that is shaping up here by late tomorrow and tomorrow night. But in the meantime, the main emphasis of this next weather system, primarily rain across the area. Maybe a stray shower of rain or wet snow late this afternoon up to 37, diminishing west wind. Stray shower of rain and wet snow early on tonight. Then some rain and wet snow in spots after midnight. Low down to 33, slowly rising temperatures up to 38 tomorrow. Then temperatures crash to the mid to late afternoon as northeast to north winds pick on up. Periods of rain, some wet snow to the north, and a shift over to wet snow expected here for early tomorrow night with some accumulation. Much colder. Flash freeze. Low down to 19. West wind 25 to 35, gust to 45 miles per hour. Windy, sharply colder over the weekends. Passing snow showers and flurries 22 and dropping Saturday. Only in the single digits Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice, Greg Solgay.
ILLINI. Cheer on the Illini and Pia's. The pregame fun starts at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill. Pia's serves up its famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger along with great wings and so much more. Enjoy 350 22-ounce light and course light drafts every home and away Illini game. Watch the game at Pia's or ride the free shuttle to all home games. You'll find it all at Pia's with live video gaming, sports, food, drinks, and fun. See you at Pia's, West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
All right, that'll be a good idea tonight and Sunday.
And Sunday with the 1 o'clock tip-off. In fact, I always have prizes in my pocket with things like the Cardinal Caravan tomorrow at noon. So keep that in mind if you'd like to go check out that game Sunday.
All right, and again, Cardinal Caravan is tomorrow, noon, iHotel and Conference Center. Members of the media will be there a little earlier to get interviews with Jordan Walker, Andre Palante, Packy Naughton, and Victor Scott II. Benji Molina will be on with me tomorrow. Brad Thompson will be there. The MC is Chip Carey from the famous Carey play-by-play.
Carey's grandson.
And Skip, his son. So it was Harry, Skip, and Chip. 3 generations of Major League Broadcasting. Wow. That's pretty hard to do that.
Right.
Anyway, Jordan Walker is the keynote guy. There's no doubt because he's a 22-year-old kid, 6'5", tall drink of water.
Uh-huh.
And so looking forward to all of them coming. Packy Naughton and Victor Scott II, they're not on the 40-man roster, but they both just got invited to spring training. So everybody we've got will be at spring training. Everybody we got are in the major leagues, and superstar Jordan Walker is the lead guy, but Andre Palante is an excellent, late inning guy. And Packy and Victor Scott. Victor Scott's the prospect, plays center field, runs just so fast. And so he's 92 stolen bases or whatever in the minor leagues last year. He's just played up to Double-A, has not gone to Triple-A Memphis, so I would think that's next. And then if he performs and situation opens up, maybe you'll get a call up next year. You never know. But kind of fun, totally fun.
It's been a great show. I see some people chiming in on our Facebook Live, which we weren't kicked off or anything today, so that's a good thing.
Always
and
good.
Even some comments about mental health and the jails and the Champaign County Community Justice Task Force and things like that. If you want to read the comments or chime in yourself, of course, we always podcast at StevieJay.com.
Been to Shanghai. There were no homeless. There were no people. God knows what they do with them. Probably not good. But if you can't force anybody to go in somewhere, you can see the problems of saying, you're going to the home. Well, wait a minute, I'm fine, right? I mean, you're going to get some of that. And so people can't be put in, I guess you can be committed by somebody who's a guardian or something, but just as a standalone outside homeless person, you can't drag them off to some mental institution. And they have to break the law or something, but it's just tragically sad that we have such a mental health crisis in this country and very little resources. And, of course, the stigma being attached to that is still extraordinarily heavy, and so nobody wants to be regarded as crazy. Yet there's so many folks that have, all of us wrestle with things.
That's right.
But the people that are outside this time of year, it's just horrible and obviously dangerous.
And Champaign County has a good, like NAMI, for instance, is the first to come to mind, the National Association for Mental Illness. It's just a Google search away if this touches you. And the storyline, of course, we were talking with Melissa Courtwright, seeyouathome.us, on their event coming up at the beginning of February.
All right, Diane, thank you for all you do with the public service and all the people we try and illuminate.
I'm passionate about this.
Well,
I love
it. Appreciate that. All right, tomorrow, Benji Molina, the great Benji Molina, will highlight the program along with Brother Johnny. That'll be tomorrow as we prepare for the weekend to see what we got weather-wise. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
I am Stevie Jay. Have a great Thursday.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another sellout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season. The Illini win it! Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Hi, this is Amanda Jean, the founder and planner of Inspire Your Wedding and Events. After the big yes, are you daydreaming about the big I do? Join us for premier, interactive, immersive, inspirational wedding showcase to bring together vendors and couples from all over Central Illinois for your big day. Come away with ideas and vendors that will make your wedding one of the most inspiring days of your life.
Save the date on Saturday, March 23rd at the historical and unforgettable Orpheum in downtown Champaign.
For complete details, visit inspireyour.com. That's inspireyour.com.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02